Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Without much ado, yesterday, this is what I was looking at. I was anticipating sales on the break of this high. Okay, stop loss below the structure with anticipated arrow. TP will be one arrow, then I'll leave runner to keep pushing. But the market is what it is. You do your part and let it do its part. What did we get? We had an opposite reaction. This first position I entered went halfway into my anticipated direction, then voila, took me out. I did not just rush because hey, this candle closed bullish. Let me take the next candle to keep pushing up. Nah, I waited for a clear structure to develop for me to see what I wanted to see. And what I wanted to see or what I saw was that first of all, if you look at this, it looks like an inverse V formation. For those of you who are in the elite community or master class would understand this. The inverse V formation. That means that the sellers are strong, okay? Or whatever happened here, this is just a faker, okay? That whatever happened at the top here is just a faker. The price never really went up, it just closed here. So it's just like price just did a week up, came down and was just tapping here. The same thing here. So everything above here will just be wicks. Everything above here will just be wicks. The real price is just this is where price is. Everything below here wicks. So this is where the price action is. So this is the range. So you if there will be any sales, better sales will occur below here. Better buy should occur above this range. So this is the upper limit and this is the lower limit. If you don't understand how to say the price like this is a technical way of helping you understand price action. You don't need indicators. As you can see, I don't use indicators, nada, not even one. I don't use any indicators. So I was anticipating buys at the break of the structure, stop loss as usual, one arrow, first TP, then second TP will be here. So let's see what happened. Okay, beautiful. Price played out beautifully. In fact, the crazy thing is that I put this buy stop, the pending order, and just went to do my business for the day. This is one arrow, then the runner, this is where it ran to. Okay, if I zoom closer, you will see what I'm talking about. Look at it. These are the two positions and these are buy stops. Both of them hit TP. Okay, buy stops, both of them hit TP. With that being said, let's look at the live price action. Okay, for the live price action or live market, um, I'm looking at taking sales on GJ, but let's see if we're going to get some deep or deeper retracement. Then we will anticipate price to dip. First of all, retest this low, then dip further. So this is scenario 1A, this is scenario 1B. Okay. On the other way, we could get some deeper retracement in order to cancel this, but I don't see this coming anytime soon. What I'm looking at on GJ at the moment, as in British pound Japanese yen, will be clear sales, no buys for now. Any buy will be just counter trend buys. Okay. However, the sales is beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. For gold, um, gold was beautiful because just like we talked about yesterday, price was sitting at the 4 hours demand zone. So there was no reasonable reason to want to take sales until we are below here. Even taking of these sales, like I said, was not I didn't take these sales. That's what if you watch the forecast on when was that? Today is Thursday. Watch on Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday or Wednesday. I talked about this. I didn't take these sales. I just said if I were to take it, this is what I'll be looking out for. But I didn't take it because this is a 4 hours demand zone. But I know we're on daily supply, which is this, 4 hours demand, which is this, then current 1 hour sellers as at yesterday, okay, which this was playing out. So if I had entered here, definitely I would have taken my TP somewhere around here, which is 1 hour. As you can see, if this did not give me my 1 hour, definitely this would give me my 1 hour. After that, price had to respect this demand zone. I heard someone say this before. Many people, not just one person, but fundamentals tends to respect technicals. If you know how to read technicals, you'll be able to anticipate fundamentals. KJ just said it. Pips Collector just said it. I just said it. And I am KJ. Okay. Fundamentals tends to respect technicals. So far you know what you want to see and you are not allowing what you want to see to influence you from seeing what the market is showing you. And what is the market showing us? We're in 4 hours demand zone. Until we cross below here, this would not have taken place. So what I was looking at is if this candle had closed below and held below before FOMC, would have anticipated slam dunk, but that did not occur. Instead, we got what? A rally. Price pumped. So what another thing we'll be looking at is simply trying to gauge the momentum of this price action. How do we do that? Simple. GM gold, I'll be anticipating more buys, except we get something like this, then I'll be looking for further sales, which is the counter trend sales. But I am more aligned to taking buys. I'm in the favor of buys than sales. That is for gold. Okay. The last but not the least is GJ Bitcoin. Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin played out beautifully. If you're following the forecast, you'll recall that I said, or the market said, I only was the voice of the market. Okay. The market said that we're on this strong demand zone, which is the demand zone on the daily time frame. However, we're in sellers territory, current sellers territory on the 4 hours time frame. So price was dilly-dallying on the demand zone of the daily. And I saw this and I was like, okay, we could take counter trend buys because influence this would influence the buys. It may not be as strong as the sales coming. Mind you, this buys was influenced by the fundamentals. And before then, I was already in the buys and had already secured at my 1 hour. Everything I had to do was put my stop loss at entry and let the fundamentals do its thing. So what I did was simply to take the counter trend buys. I went down to the 1 hour time frame in order to get a clean understanding of the seller's territory versus the buyer's territory. And this was what I saw rather. I took this buy, stop loss below the structure, and voila, this was where my 1 arrow was marked, somewhere around here. Okay, then by then, stop loss was repositioned to my entry to make it break even trade, so that even if this comes down, no big deal, and price just kept pumping. My um my aggressive TP was to be somewhere around here, but I had to close it on my conservative point because, as you know me, I like being conservative. If I had waited to look at this, if I did not close here, which was exactly 5 point something arrow, I think 5.3 something arrow, and I waited to hit my TP here, What if price retraces and by the time I come this morning, it's already close to my entry point? So all the energy that was imputed into taking me up would have been wasted. If I were awake, I would have taken these buys, taken these sells. So I'll be in like two positions, not two running position, like take these buys, close, take these sells, close when it finishes, enter another buy. So I would have taken three different trades and do what? Maximize the profit. But if you take this and you want to hold and price comes down, it doesn't make sense to me. Which is why you see I always close my trade, wait for another position to form, enter again, wait another one to form, enter again. I've discovered that in the long run, you make more money compared to holding one trade that will give you 15 arrow. Because that one trade that will give you 15 arrow could be doing like this, doing like this, doing like this, before you get your 15 arrow. Then before you get that 15 arrow, I would have taken these buys, taken these counter trend sells, taking these buys, taking these counter trend sells, get my one arrow, take these buys, wait for a counter trend sell. This one may hit stop loss, but take these buys, and before you know what's happening, I've amassed over 20 something arrow. So you do you while I do me. That's what I'm trying to say. So this eventually hit the aggressive TP, but my conservative TP was here. Gave me 5 arrow and I was done for the day. So this is it. Again, very important. I just gotta say this. Let me shift this here. Okay. If you know you're new here, this is a very important information and I'll appreciate it if you just do it, as in take this advice. And what is it? It's very simple. If you know you're new here, please do not hesitate to subscribe. If you're old, hit that notification button so that when something new is published, you'll be aware. Comment and like. These are important steps. Okay. For the GJ or Bitcoin, I think there's just 1 second. Okay, that is all for now. I wanted to show you, yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. The counter trend buys that I took on Bitcoin, and look at it. This is before price played out. For these buys, this was buys I was looking at on Bitcoin. I called this my sweet buys, but this is a counter trend buys. Then this is sweet sells below here. So the counter trend buys played out, and because it's counter trend, that is why you see that it was not as strong as taking buys above here. You see the impulsive move compared to the buys here. So that's just what I wanted to show you. So that's all for now. Bye. Peace.